Being here at Hilltop, amongst our families, a start. We'll make it through this winter of our discontent, and when the snow melts and the wind's quiet, who knows what glorious summer may bring.
Maybe you can even go back home to the kingdom someday.
Just because we left our house doesn't mean we lost our home.
Roger that.
I have to go do my homework now. I'll tell my mom you said hello. Over and out.
Over and out.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and the season finale of The Walking Dead. Not your normal season finale. No terribly crazy wild cliffhanger. They left us with what we knew was going to happen, something on the radio. And all our prayers, guys, all our prayers were hoping that we would hear Rick on the other side of that radio. But unfortunately, I have no idea whose voice was that. I know there's probably a few guesses, but I feel like it was too distorted for really anyone to distinguish. Unless the writers or someone from The Walking Dead actually tells us who was on that radio, it's just gonna be a whole bunch of guesses. The disappointment was to the max because obviously we wanted some little tease or Easter egg about Rick and the future Rick Grimes movies, but unfortunately we did not get that. Overall, the episode, the cinematography, the shots, the snow, everything was beautiful. I loved the walkers frozen still. The fear aspect of, because it was so cold, the walkers would walk and they would get frozen, and it will kind of give the appearance that it was whisperers. And you hear them say, "Is that them? Is that them?" It was a constant fear because they were crossing the border. Speaking of the border, so if you think about it, guys, I don't know how Alpha or Beta is going to know that our group has crossed the Pikes and into their territory. It's a blizzard out there. As we hear Beta say, you know, it was good for the pack to be away and all this stuff. So most likely they were not around at all. But with the scene of them trying to cross the frozen river and the zombies coming out of the snow, all awesome shots. Overall, again, guys, this episode was really, really quiet and just, you know, scenery and all that, giving you how the characters are, you know, moving on. It's been a couple of months, so it's not really much in this episode, unfortunately, for us. We're gonna be talking about the Pike episode more than the season finale episode, which I feel they should have just left the Pike episode for that and maybe had a little bit of this episode in the first episode of season 10. That would have been 10 times better. In regards to Rick, I really, really hope that Fear the Walking Dead does a better job of introducing or giving us some Easter eggs about the movies. As we all know, they've been talking about Rick will be involved somehow with Fear the Walking Dead, whether, you know, they come into contact with where Rick is or something along the lines of that. They announced this huge crossover event. Is it going to be Walking Dead on Fear the Walking Dead? Is it going to be Fear the Walking Dead on Walking Dead? Are the shows going to merge into one show? Is there going to be another spin-off? A lot of information is roaming around out there, guys. But back to this episode, we got at least a little bit of good stuff in this episode with Negan. They threw in a little bit of Negan's redemption in there. He runs out to save Judith and brings her back. Not only brings back Judith, but he brings back the dog. And we all gotta love him because he saved the dog. Even though it was not in the back of his mind, he was more worried about Judith. But you get the point. Can Negan be, forgiven? That's the big question. In the comics, it's Rick telling Negan, just get the hell out of here, do whatever you want. What's gonna happen? Are we gonna see him fight Beta? All these questions. I think maybe possibly we will see him fight Beta. I really hope that will be another great fight. Something like Daryl and Beta was amazing. So to see Negan, they're really giving him Judith is his true best friend on the show. So Judith is the reason why Negan is going to be around more. And now that he's getting in good with Michonne and he's really trying to prove himself, I see that they're able to hopefully bring his character more and make him more part of the group. We see Carol getting very emotional with Daryl, and her character has struggled probably more than any other character. You really, really feel for her, and you see that she's strong and she doesn't want to break down. She makes that choice to go to Alexandria. And I feel like we're going to have our original group all back together, because Michonne says it. We can never allow the enemy to just sneak in to our base, pretty much. And we don't know because we don't know each other. We can never, ever let that happen again. Which, if you go back and you revisit the other seasons when Rick had, just their group, just their small group traveling like nomads, just here and there, here and there. They never had a fear of, being broken from the inside because they knew each other. It was just a couple of people, going through the same thing at the same time, and no one could mess with them. And that's when they were at their most dangerous, when they were united together like a family. And as a family, they were able to take on any challenge. I'm really, really, really hoping, guys, that we get some tease soon about the Walking Dead movies. I'm missing Rick Grimes like so much. I feel like if he was in this arc of the storyline right now, it would have been just 10 times better. His reactions, Daryl's the man, but, Rick is Rick. We grew with this show watching Rick Grimes. So for him to see him with the whispers and all this other stuff would have been amazing. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But I really, really want to see what they're doing with these movies. We knew it was announced. We knew it was going to happen. What's going on? Where's the teaser? It was nothing mentioned of it. Like, let's get it already. But for my Rick prediction movie, guys, that will be coming soon. Again, if this is your first time on my page, please subscribe. I'm coming out with videos like this all the time. Unfortunately, that is it for The Walking Dead till season 10, guys. It's a long way away, but it will get here eventually. Can't wait for season 10, guys. I really, really hope they keep the snow. I really hope they keep the Whisperers, lingering and not like, oh, let's attack Whisperers versus Alexandria and all that other crap. But we'll get into that in another video, guys. And until the next video, peace.